Hey guys, Chief Fruity here, and this is the behind the scenes for drop number 15. In this video I'm going to show you guys the sound design and some of the arrangement of this drop. So let's get into this. So first off I'm going to play through a bar of this so you guys kind of get an idea of the sound design here. Then I'm going to show you guys how I made these 4 bass sounds. So, as you can tell, there's definitely a lot of sounds in here, and they're all playing very quickly. When I made this, I did want to make like a drop that had like a bunch of different sounds going off very quickly, and I did get that here. So, if you're making a drop like this, where there's a bunch of sounds going off quickly, you could do it with one synth, and just have a bunch of different automation acting on the synth, so it would change like phases and tones and stuff. But having a bunch of different sound design helps a lot. So because I made every sound super small and playing for like only an 8th note or something, or a 16th note in some cases, having a lot of sound design really helps a lot. So I have these 3 heavy basses and then this little high pitch thing down here. And then this. And then this. And then this guy. Let's get this in here. So, I'm going to start things off with this. So, first let's get into the harmony this guy's in. So the first thing I do want to point out is I did pitch this down 2 semitones. So for the purpose of just showing the sound, I'm going to pitch that back up. So I'm playing the correct note right here, because it was transposed down 2 semitones. And that's for the purpose of like looking at it as like a whole drop. So right here, I have 3 voices of unison. So let's take out those voices. And it still could work as a bass. Maybe if you like pitch it up a bit. Maybe put it to a square. Like that could still be used as a bass. But my point for taking out the unison and showing you how it could still be used is because some people really think that like to have a bass you need the unison. And it does help a lot to have unison, but a lot of the high-pitched stuff doesn't have unison at all. Like it's still fully functionable without unison. So I have some unison on there. I pitched it down here, and then in the here I have a filter 1 frequency. This is just the filter right here, attached to mode X mapping. I added in some vibrato with half the speed. And I put on the harmonic randomness tab. I gave it this shape, and this was just to generate some harmonics in here. Because when you were to bring this down, it sounds kind of boring. So when you mess up the harmonics, it gives it some unique sounds, and this is really adding harmonics in the higher frequencies more than in the low frequencies, and that's why it has that sound that you can notice and hear, because the human ear picks up the higher frequencies more than the low frequencies. These frequencies down here are probably around like 30 hertz and are more felt rather than heard. I don't know the exact scale of harmor here, but I'm assuming that's from 25 hertz down here to 20k hertz up here. That's just a guess. And then I also have a phaser shape, which I completely muted. Normally it's like that. I just completely took that down because I was experimenting with using the phaser. And there's still like, that is a really good sound, just it's not what I was looking for in the case of this video, or in the case of this drop. And I mapped this to track 5, I'm gonna pitch it back down 2 semitones now. And then on track 5, put it in this Vocodex, where I boosted the wetness, I boosted the compression, and pretty much everything's just turned up. Just to give it a bunch of mass when you reset the bands. It sounds a lot sharper, and for this bass, I really wanted it to be smooth, so I boosted up the bands. I put up the pitch shift and the band gain input, again, to get it super thick and super smooth. And I added on a wave shaper for some distortion, a Maximus for even further compression. Even though it was going through this compression through the Vocodex, it still needed some more through this Maximus. And then after that, I ran it through this Maximus. But though this Maximus has a lower post. Let's see if I did any stuff in here. Nope. This Maximus, the post is normal. Here for the final Maximus, final compression, the post is a lot lower. This is on the master track. Should be looking at the master track. There we go. So post is lower. And then what the space is automating is this is just the filter right here. So that's pretty much it for that bass. Pretty simple. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now let's move on to this bass. This is more of a talking bass here. And again, this is filter cut off right here. So I made this inside of a citrus. So the first thing I did was in the matrix here, I put operator 2 up to 100% since this is my main operator I'm going through. So operator 1 is still where most of everything is coming out of, but it's not going through the output directly, like it's not going through the matrix, though operator 1 is still important to the sound here. Operator 2 is where it's going through the matrix, and still it's running the triangle waves 2.0 for the frequency value, so no pitch change whatsoever. Now operator 3 goes up to 32, which is plus 4 octaves, because every 8 is 2 octaves. No, every 8 is 1 octave, so 16 would be 2 octaves, and then 32 would be 4 octaves. So boosting that up quite a bit, and that would be so around this range in the filter, it would be about, it would go from original to about 4 octaves up, and then in operator 5, it goes up to 64. So right here would be 8 octaves up in this range on 5 and 6. And then 5 and 6 are running rectangle waves, where everything else is triangle waves. And the reason I have these rectangle waves at the end is it gives it much more of a sharp and distorted ending. So let's get it working here. I think I messed something up here. Should be down. Yeah. So you can tell that in the end there, the rectangle wave is distorting it a lot more, and that's really what I wanted there, because I like the distorted ending. Like it's really filthy right around this zone. So that is running it through here. I have operator 5 going through operator 2 right here, just slightly. And by changing up like the order in which the operators go through each other is how you can get some nice harmonics. So that's pretty much all that's going on inside of Citrus here. Map this to track 7, where I put on Vocodex. Again, this is the same Vocodex I used for the other bass. Just boost everything. I wanted it to be super thick and smooth. On this EQ, I boosted some lows, and then I put it through a Maximus, just to give it some compression. And the post is down a tiny bit, just because it wasn't quite getting quiet enough, so I just turned that down a tiny bit. Didn't mess with anything in here. So that's it for that bass. And then again, this is just filter cutoff, and it's working internally through Citrus. Operator 1 mode X, and you just drag this down here, and then that adds it to the filter right here. So here I have this other bass here that is very similar to the first one. The only difference here is that there is a mode Y. So this bass So this is actually the exact same preset as before. As you can see by the operators, the waveforms here have changed a little bit, but I made this off of the same preset. And the only difference is that mode Y is changing the volumes of operator 5 and 6. You can tell the volume here is on mode Y, and the volume here is on mode Y. And mode Y is changing the values of these by volume wise. So when mode Y is down here, they are engaged. And when mode Y is down here, they are not engaged. And then I changed their waveforms a little bit to, like, I don't know exactly what these would be called. It's kind of like two triangles, saw on a triangle with a V kind of wave thing. So yeah, I just changed the waves a little bit, but everything else is the same. And I mapped this to track 6, where I put on a Maximus first to compress it a little bit more before running it through this Vocodex, where I took off the band gain multiplier completely, and then I ran that through another Maximus with a low post. And that really compressed this a lot more, because since, like, I just wanted to have this more compression, pretty much. And then for the final bass here, this high-pitched squeal. This one is more simple. Let's go up a couple octaves. So this has full vibrato, but very small speed. So you can tell the vibrato only comes in the same time you hit the note. The pitch vibrato is on mode X. Unison pitch thickness. Unison goes down right when you hit the note, and that's the unison right here, which is on 4 voices with a low pan and a high pitch there, or high amount. The harmonic unison pitch envelope is right here. What else is in here? Harmonizer's up. Phaser's on a tiny bit, and then the frequency is up to 2. And then in part B, it is 9 voices of unison at a high pitch. And that's all for part B there. Part B does not have the vibrato or the phaser. And this was mapped to track 8, where I just added a little bit of reverb, pretty much just to fall. I just really boosted the wetness a tiny bit. It's really simple to get a tiny bit of reverb on there. So that's pretty much this for drop number 15. I hope you guys did enjoy this behind the scenes, showing you how I made these 4 synths. So I did make this quite a long time ago, and I am working on getting through this behind the scenes of the drops. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I post every Friday, so I'll see you guys next week. Until then, bye.